from this TARDIS sound to Daryl going, "You're not my supervisor!"
I love that. That's like my favorite thing in the whole wide world. I'm okay. We're live. But anyway, I should let everybody know. I actually have a plan to go to some sort of Comic-Con or maybe Halloween dressed as Cheryl, with a cashmere sweater and pearls and a pencil skirt, and then have my husband dip his hand in my blush with maybe some purple eyeshadow mixed in it, and then have him just do that for a second, and then I'll have a nice handprint that looks like a bruise on my throat, and then just randomly walk up to people. If they try to say something to me, just scream at them, "You're not my supervisor!" Hi.
It was just funny because I'm sitting out at break, and I got a notification from a game, and it's not just one notification that comes at a time. No, 3 of them come at one time. So you just hear, you're not my supervisor.
That's awesome. That is awesome. And viewing audience, if you have no idea what we're talking about, may I recommend that you go to your Netflix, go there now, and search Archer. Start from the beginning. You're welcome. That's it. Yeah. That's all I have to say about that. It's like the best show ever.
Oh my goodness. I use it so much at work. I said something once to my supervisor's like going, phrasing. I'm like, oh my goodness.
My husband and I had a text conversation. He actually used the word phrasing on me during the text conversation. That was today. So, But anyway, so a lot happened in the last 2 weeks. Most of it I did not pay attention to, mostly because I had a family emergency that I was dealing with since last Friday at 2:15 in the morning until about, I don't know now. So I'm a little out of the loop, but there were a couple things that snuck through because you can't keep all the news out even when you're dealing with a family emergency. And one of the things that snuck through was, y'all follow movies and like pedophiles because they kind of go together with this story. I'm assuming, Sparkles, you know Woody Allen.
Well, I've heard of him. I tried to watch his movies, but I just couldn't get. I didn't get him. But I've heard of him. He's a Jewish guy, right, from like New York, I believe.
Indeed, mostly neurotic, New York. Annie Hall, fabulous movie, absolutely love it. However, there's some things about Woody Allen that are a little weird.
Well, I know he married his ex-wife's daughter.
Oh, yes, but it's actually his also adopted daughter. They adopted her together, and now he and she are married and have kids.
Yeah, that's not weird at all.
No. But that's not what I want to talk about, because their marriage seems to be lasting, and I don't really understand it, but, hey, more power to you, marrying your adopted daughter, you. So, Woody Allen was married to Mia Farrow for a long time. Like, a long time. They had a couple kids. Apparently he's very proficient at having children, so I don't want him anywhere near me. They had a son and a daughter.
Well, okay. I haven't seen the daughter, but I want to say one thing right now. I've seen the son. There is no Woody Allen DNA in that kid.
No, he's super hot.
No, that face is Frank Sinatra. Prove me wrong, America. You know it's true.
He is super hot, though. Yeah, I'm gonna just. There's no way. I I'd like a DNA test because I can't believe. But, you know, there's Liv Tyler, and Steven Tyler is her dad. So, you know, sometimes ugly people make beautiful people.
No, if you look at Ronan Farrow's face side by young Frank Sinatra, the face, trust me.
I will do that. That could be. I'm not putting that out of the realm of possibilities. But the daughter is, her name is Dylan, which I actually really like that name for a girl. I think it's really pretty. But anywho, so a few years ago, Dylan came forward. I think it was in the midst of the whole I'm marrying my adopted daughter fiasco. And she came out and said, yeah, that doesn't surprise me at all because he sexually assaulted and abused me for years. That was with an S, years. And, like, that got swatted to the ground. I don't know. People just didn't even pay attention. I'm like, hello, he's marrying his adopted daughter. His other daughter is saying, red flags, anyone? So Woody Allen has a new movie. Who knew? I didn't. And it is premiering at Cannes Film Festival. Awesome. Good for him. Congrats. But Rowan decided he was gonna try to steal that thunder. And Rowan got in front of some reporters and decided to stand by his sister and bring up these accusations again to let people know. Now, here's an interesting side point. If you follow Hollywood at all and you follow famous directors at all, you'll know about Roman Polanski. Now, Roman Polanski does continue to make movies. Not in the United States, but he does continue to make movies. Why not in the United States, you ask? Well, because he fled the United States in 1977 amidst allegations that he raped a 13-year-old girl. He has never set foot in the United States again, and yet actors like Nicole Kidman, Tom Cruise, a couple other big names, have worked with him because it's Roman Polanski, and we got to go work for him because he's amazing. He's a pedophile.
Yeah. Who used Quaaludes? If I remember anything from his story, it was Quaaludes.
Yeah, it's ishy all the way around, and I don't have a problem believing that Woody Allen did anything to Dylan because he married his adopted daughter. You don't think there was
what gets me though?
What?
Okay, here's the thing that gets me. Is because all these Hollywood types, like if it was to happen to like a conservative person, we'll bring up Bill Cosby for instance. Okay,
Yeah.
He wasn't a pedophile. He drugged and had sex with older women his own age, kind of above the age of consent, but because he didn't toe the line of what Hollywood wanted him to do all the time, when all these allegations came up, he was brutally attacked. But yet these pedophiles who are a little bit lower on that totem pole than what Bill Cosby did get a free pass, and that's bullshit.
Well, yeah, and here's my thing. Woody Allen, okay, whatever. It's past the, what do they call that? There's the, there it is. It's past that. He can't be held accountable for those charges. That's fine. Okay, whatever. In a court of law, you can't be held guilty or proven innocent over those charges. Fine. But if I'm an actor, which I'm not, but if I were an actor, and somebody hands me a script, and I love the script, and it's an amazing script, and the role would be just, oh my gosh, the perfect role for me. Like, I can't even imagine, but reading it going, oh, I have to play this role. And then my agent says, that's great, I'm glad. I'll set up the meeting with Roman Polanski. You'll have to fly to Romania. What? No. No. Either you're going to have to get a different director or I have to pass. Because morals. I have standards. And I don't understand these actors that are like, oh, it's Roman Polanski. He is an amazing director. And he is an amazing director. He has some amazing vision. His movies are absolutely incredible. I don't want to take that away from the man, but in the same respect, he knew he did wrong. In fact, he knew he did so wrong. He fled to a country that has no extradition to the United States. We can't get him. Why would you work with him? And now, right. And now with Woody Allen, like, I don't understand why you would have worked with him before, but now it's coming to light again. Why would you continue to work with the man? He's creepy. Creepy. Just don't. Just don't. Please, Hollywood, please. But you know what?
Hollywood not to do things. Take a little off subject. Hollywood, please leave movies alone. And once they're already made, don't remake them. Leave Rocky Horror Picture Show alone.
Get out of my head. I was just going to bring that up.
Stop. You ruined Ghostbusters, and it's not even out yet, but you've ruined it. You've ruined so many things. You've ruined childhoods, the 80s childhoods. Like, please stop. You tried it with Gem. It failed. Do not try anything else. Stop with the Rocky Horror. Tim Curry was perfect. That whole movie was perfect how it is. Do not try to update or do anything different. Just stop.
And they have Laverne Cox. They have a female playing the sweet transvestite from Transsexual Transylvania. No! The whole point is that it is a dude as a girl. Oh, great. That is the whole point. And he doesn't want Janet. I'm so mad about this. I have no words. I don't even know what to say. They have filmed this. They're going to put it out there. And I was just at a Comic-Con where Brian Bostic was there. Actually, they had a lot of the cast members from Rocky Horror Picture Show there. And their lines were long. Like, people were excited to meet the actors that were in Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Oh my goodness! I would love to meet Bostwick. Okay, sorry.
Do you know that he sells underwear?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, it's the most hysterical thing in the world. And his thing is, I have kids to put through college. Please buy my underwear. He's amazing. But, okay, so Rocky Horror Picture Show is a rite of passage. I'm sorry, it is. You can't change it. It has to stay. Dude, they took the character Magenta and made her hair my hair color.
No. And
Yeah.
Plus, there is only one Eddie, and that's Meatloaf.
Don't mess with my Meatloaf.
All right.
I'm so.
And who else is gonna play Columbia? Little Nell played that.
Oh, they have some little skinny bitch playing her little. Oh, and I like how most of the cast is black now. Okay, fine. I don't give a crap what race you are. I do, however, care what gender you are, because there are some very gender-specific roles in that movie, and namely Tim Curry. What?
Yeah.
You can't...
I was going to say, I've noticed this trend for quite a while. Remember Annie a few years ago?
I didn't even see that. I was so horrified. The only thing I was horrified about that movie, honestly, is that they modernized it.
Yeah,
they brought it into modern times.
Modernized. It was a reason why it was set in the era it was.
Yeah, Hooverville existed.
Yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things. Hollywood has become so detached that they don't understand anything anymore. They don't understand why we want to preserve the movies how they are, and it's one of those things that just kind of hurts. There's a reason why Ghostbusters worked in the 80s, and one of those reasons is Bill Murray. Duh!
I'm concerned about this new Ghostbusters because, okay, they seem to have made it because of female power. Wow, women need to be more powerful, have bigger roles, and wow, girls can do it too. Hooray! All right, I challenge all of you to watch Ghostbusters again. Two of the strongest characters and the glue that holds the freaking movie together are women.
There is no Dana, only wool.
Annie Potts and Sigourney Weaver.
Right?
Two very independent women. Sigourney Weaver plays a classical cellist who is in an orchestra, who doesn't need a man, who clearly does well for herself because she lives in a penthouse in New York that overlooks Central Park. Hello. And then Annie Potts is amazing. She is the reason that they got jobs, that they showed up to places. She got there early and stayed late. And yeah, okay, so she was in love with Venkman, but whatever. Who wasn't? I don't understand. And one of the weakest characters, but the best, is a guy. Okay, watch Ghostbusters again. Prove me wrong. Then you go and you freaking try to remake it, and you make the ghosts look stupid. I'm sorry. No, I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry. Your ghosts are stupid. Stupid. And your women are stupid. You can't have lines like, I don't know if that was a black thing or a female thing, but I'm pissed. No, you can't. No, I will not allow you to have a line like that.
Right, because here's the thing. I am so sick of this identity thing. I honestly am. Because I had to tell people at work, I said, I say stupid shit all the time, and if you're going to get offended by it, then don't listen. Because I'm not going to stop saying this shit. Because I say, because it's funny to me, so I'll say it. And a lot of them have just adjusted that I say these things, and they laugh along.
Mm-hmm.
I mean.
Can we, I'm sorry.
Go for it.
Can we just talk about something that Hollywood did right?
Sure, Hollywood did something right.
Uh-huh.
What?
Deadpool.
Oh my goodness! Did you see the honest trailer I put up on Facebook today?
This movie, first of all, Hollywood, this movie proves that you're wrong. Because you shelved it. You weren't going to make it. Ryan Reynolds had to leak the footage. He had to put up his own money, and he had to fight to get this movie made. And what did it do? Oh, it blew records out of the water. In fact, let me explain. We tried to download our digital copy that came with our DVD, our Blu-ray, It took roughly 6 hours for us to get that uploaded because so many people were uploading it at the same time. That means you sold a lot of copies of the movie, which means a lot of people freaking love this character. I love him. I love him. I watched that movie again. I was crying. I was laughing so hard. I snorted at one point. My husband pointed and laughed at me. He's like, you snorted. I'm like, I know. The movie is awesome. Good job, Hollywood. Next time, listen to your stars.
I mean, it's a fantastic movie. Just as a reminder again, this is definitely not for children. This is not Captain America at all.
No.
This is opposite, extreme opposite of Captain America.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
International Women's Day.
Yeah, there's so many reasons not to let your children watch this.
I did let my son watch it. I actually took him to the movies to see it. I'm going to defend that position right now. He reads the comics. I let him watch Game of Thrones. He's fine. He's also 15 and a half. So, go ahead, send the hate mail. Right here. In-depth girlism, go ahead, send it. He's 15 and a half. I let him watch things that are adult material. Go ahead. I'll wait.
Yeah. I don't have kids, so.
Yeah, no, but my daughters, hell no. They're not allowed to watch it.
No.
In fact, actually, I have to tell you because that Honest trailer. So Andrew played it for me in the morning it came out. He's like, oh my gosh, Mom, look, they have an Honest trailer. So he played it for me before the girls were up, right? And I was dying. Then later that night, he asked my husband if he had seen it. My husband was like, no, I haven't seen it. He's like, oh, okay. And he starts to bring it up. My oldest daughter is sitting next to me. She's like, no, I haven't seen it yet. Don't play it. And my son is like, and you're not gonna for a long time. She goes, it doesn't matter. Don't play that when I'm around. I had to explain to my son that A, she was going to bed in like 5 minutes, so chill. And B, her memory, her ability to remember things is extraordinary. So just no, don't do it. So I will let them watch it eventually. But not yet. They need to read the comics first. I need to ease them into the character of Deadpool. We can't just go full Deadpool.
Right.
I want them to like him. But Hollywood did right by that. That actually, it was fantastic. Make more movies like that.
Right. Oh, have you heard the latest out of Hollywood though?
Do I want to?
Apparently, Caitlyn wants to become Bruce again.
Right. I know. Wait, hold up. Wait. Hold on. Yep, there it is. There's my shocked face.
But from what I understand, he still wants to use the women's bathroom because it's cleaner.
It is cleaner. He's right about that. But I guess the problem is that he likes women. But he likes women who like men. And he's a woman. So the only women that would like him are women that like women, but then he wouldn't like those women. I'm confused.
I'm very confused, but then this whole thing kind of confuses me anyways, so.
But I am worried for his psyche because it was such a big deal that Bruce became Caitlyn, and yay, what a wonderful like icon we have, and how amazing. And so there's this pressure on him to continue that path, and yet obviously internally there's some turmoil that's going on, not uncommon in the transgender community.
No.
Isn't the suicide rate like 20% higher in the transgender community than it is normally?
I believe that's the statistic. And everybody's going to go, well, it's because of, society doesn't accept them. No, it's because their head. You don't know what it's like to live with that kind of shit going on in your head.
No.
I'm not even transgender, and I know what it's like to have stuff go on in your head where it's just, you don't know what to do. You kind of get locked up in there.
It happens to everyone. Like the whole notion of I don't know what to do, and then you make bad decisions. You always do. When you get in a situation of I don't know what to do, you always pick the wrong one. 100% of the time, and then you have to backtrack and change it and da da da. This is a decision that is like almost permanent. There is surgery involved and hormones involved, and you are changing things within your body. But you can't change your mind. Like you can have fake breasts, you can cut off your BB and turn it into something else, and you can wear the pretty dresses and wear the makeup and get your nails did and grow your hair out. But there is nothing that changes your psyche into I'm fully a girl now, because you never will be. My heart goes out to you. I can't even imagine the turmoil that you have to go through, but your mind will never accept the fact that you want to be something different than what you were made to be.
Right. And I think that's where a lot of the problems are lying, because everybody wants to be accepted. They want to be accepted, but they don't know accepted for what, type of thing, because their mind is telling them something and they don't quite understand it all. I'm still having the fact that I'm like, I don't understand how their mind chemistry is working right now, because my thought was, like, I grew up and I was always around guys, like, all the time, and I was called a tomboy. I hung out with boys. I dressed as a boy. All this stuff. I only wore dresses to go to church. That kind of thing. I never really said in my head, "Oh, I'm a boy." There might have been times I thought I looked like a boy. There's still times that I do, because I got like short hair, and if I don't wear makeup just right, I think I have that kind of thing going on. But never to the point where I'm like, I should cut off my bibs and get a fake weenie put on, and I'm gonna, establish myself as a guy, type of thing. I don't understand where that transition goes, because in my head I know I'm a woman. Why? Because I have a uterus. That kind of big thing that makes me a female.
Yeah. It's strange how that works. Biology is excuse my language, biology is a motherfucker. That you can't change it.
No, science is trying.
They really are. There's gene splicing, and let's mess with the DNA, and we can what's the new thing now? You can like design your child. Basically, they can do blue eyes and male and oh my gosh, it's so ridiculous. Stop, people. Like, I know people are upset about genetically modified foods. That's fine, but you should probably do some more research on that. Just FYI, they're not making it terrible. They're actually fixing it to make it more durable so that they don't have to use pesticides and so that more food will grow. But when you start to genetically modify people, well, I'm going to have to draw the line at that. Because God does a pretty good job.
You know who would love that? In all honesty, you know who would love that? Margaret Sanger. The Aryan Brotherhood. I'm
She
just throwing
really
out
would.
examples.
She move. Ooh.
Because then she could weed out all the ones that undesirable. Get
Right.
rid of all the she doesn't like.
Was she related to Hitler? Because,
I don't know if they were related,
common.
but I think they were pen pals.
yeah, they have a lot in common. It's terrifying, actually.
Yeah.
But along the lines of this whole transgender thing and Caitlyn wanting to be Bruce again. What? Now, here's a question. If Caitlyn goes back to being Bruce, will she be Bruce again, or will she pick a different name?
The artist formerly known as Caitlyn.
The runner formerly known as Bruce.
I
I don't know. It's strange. It's odd. I'm with him. Like, whatever you choose to do, I'm with you because that is your choice. That is your decision, and I am not in your head. So God bless you. Figure it out, and please don't kill yourself because that would be terrible.
Right.
Like, talk to somebody first. But
And not Chris. Whatever you do, don't talk to your ex Chris. Because she'll do anything for ratings.
that woman's crazy.
Yeah.
She's like, I
I
She
think
made-
Norman Bates is even going that woman's psycho.
That's probably true. She needs help. Wow. Anyway, as I was saying, along the lines of this, okay, so Obama has thrown down a new decree from on high because, he's God or something. Now, he has since said, well, it's merely a suggestion. It's a suggestion. But the suggestion is tied to federal funding, much like Common Core. And the suggestion is this. Hey, let everybody use whatever bathroom and locker room they want to. Doesn't matter. All right. A friend of mine brought up a point. I'm going to bring it up here because it's something that's been really weighing on me, and I really need to bring it up. The media focuses on the bathroom issue. Men in the women's bathroom, women in the men's bathroom. They really, really hammer on this. This is a really important thing, and they talk about it all the time. And here's the thing about the bathroom is there is an element of privacy in the bathroom. You do have stalls. Nobody gets naked. Well, nobody should get naked. It's a bathroom. You're in, you're out, you're done. Boom. What the media doesn't talk about, and what is actually the detrimental side of all of this, is the locker room. Locker rooms are open. It is where you change clothes, so you are naked. There are showers. You are definitely naked in there. How do we square that? How is that okay to send your preteen or early teen daughter into a room where she is going to get naked amongst her friends but now we're going to allow dudes in. I don't know if you remember high school, but I do. And I remember the rampant hormones that occurred in high school. Boys are dumb, and they will do dumb things to see girls naked.
Right. And not to mention, girls already have body issues. Well,
Yeah.
and boys do too. There's body issues. And then you're going to compound it by having the opposite gender or opposite sex in the same locker room. That's just going to add fuel to the fire.
Yeah.
There's no way around it. I mean, I would have been mortified because I already hated taking the showers in the locker room because I was a big girl. I still am. Being the fat, kid to go take a shower was already hard enough. But now you're going to throw somebody else in there, that has a different set of, hormones. I mean, it's yeah.
And what's the parameter? Where's our what's the goalpost here? Like,
Right.
How do we
be a
determine
moving
this?
goalpost?
Because it seems like now it's, well, if you just say you identify. How many boners are we going to see in a girl's locker room before we realize this was a really bad idea? And then you tie it to federal funding. This is the thing that pisses me off to no end. You say it's a suggestion, but you tie it to funding for schools. Schools that are already hurting. Schools like in Detroit where they can't pay their teachers. They're not paying their teachers.
But bathrooms are more important because we have to, make sure that the 0.3% of the population that identifies as transgender can go to the bathroom. Now, here's the other thing that the media is not pointing out. For years, the real, good transsexuals, the ones that actually look the part, have been sharing the bathroom with us for years.
Amen. Yes, they have. And no one has batted a freaking eye.
Right. No one has cared. It has been this entitled, pansy-ass, millennials, social justice warrior shit that has brought this up. And I always find it's during the election year. I was going to look up earlier. When did gay marriage become a real big thing in America?
About 8 years ago.
Yeah, but didn't it all start getting passed around 4 years ago when it started getting really, really pushed?
Well, yes.
Election year?
It started to be a thing about, actually, you know what? I want to go about 12 years ago because I remember seeing signs for it when I lived in my old neighborhood, which would have been about 12 years ago.
Okay.
So it started, like, the groundwork was...
Right, no, but what I'm trying to, during election years is when all this stuff comes up, so we don't pay attention to the real issues.
Oh, you mean like economics and foreign affairs and diplomacy?
Right.
Right. Yes. They're all very good distraction points. This is a really big one. For me, I'm getting distracted by it. I have kids in school.
And I understand why you're distracted by it, but I think it's interesting that this is what the media is covering.
Yep.
Instead of the fact
we're not covering Bernie Sanders only paying 12% in taxes when he advocates 90% in taxes.
How does he get away with 12%? I pay more than that, and I don't make as much as him. That's bullshit.
No, yeah, he paid about 12 to 13% in taxes. Yep.
Now I'm pissed. I want my money back, damn it.
Right? Dude, we filed our taxes. Okay, so for years we've been trying to get it where we're at like almost a zero sum where we don't get anything back. So we've been slowly like zeroing it in like you do on the gun range, you zero it in. So we got it really zeroed in this year, like really zeroed in. We got back $19. I kid you not, 19. We were like, yes! $52 to file.
Oh my! Yeah, sounds about right.
So now we need to bring that back out a little bit. Because I'd like to ideally get it where it really is zero, where what we get back is basically what we pay to file.
There you go.
Because if our viewing audience doesn't know this, if you get a ginormous tax return and you're like, woohoo, I get $5,000 back at the end of the year, understand this. Awesome. You're getting $5,000. Cool. You know that is a loan given to the government that you don't earn any interest on. Ever. They took $5,000 from you, spent it on you don't even know what, and they're going to give you $5,000 back. They're not even going to give you like $5,500 back and give you like a 10% interest rate on that? No. So I encourage everyone, work your taxes so that you're only getting back a tiny little bit, or even, a tiny little bit. Because then you're not giving the government a tax-free loan. Interest-free loan, I should say.
There you go.
Yeah.
I don't know how much time we got left, but I know we're getting close. I want to bring up one last thing.
Yes, ma'am.
Because I found this funny. So I watched Dana Lash on The Blaze, Monday through Thursday, excuse me. And I think it was Wednesday. Wednesday sounds good. My days kind of blend together. But she had a nice monologue going off on this Kayleigh McEnany or whatever. McEnany? I don't know. Blonde-haired chick. And was just kind of going off on her. And because Kayleigh got on CNN at the same time that Ben Howe was on. And basically said, if you don't support Trump, then you're not a conservative, and bashed everybody that's in the Never Trump camp. And Dana went off. She's like, who is this chick? Because she's like, I've never heard of her before, never seen her before, know nothing about her. Who is she? And Dana started talking about some of the stuff that she has done in past years, because she did a lot of work on the ground. She was one of those people that fought. Same thing with Ben. Ben was out there. He was on the front line. And so she was sitting there talking about these are the things that we've done to help the conservative movement. What has this chick done? Well, in her monologue, she decided to act like Donald Trump and made a very flippant remark about Kayleigh being flat-chested. Well, the next thing I know, I go on my Facebook, and somebody who used to be a friend of Dana's, who is drinking the Trump Kool-Aid, sitting there going, Dana Lash made fun of a cancer survivor for being flat-chested. Now, here's the thing. Kaylee never had cancer. She had her mother had breast cancer, so she got tested for the genetic marker. Went ahead, got a double mastectomy, got it removed, and then got breast implants. So she never had cancer. Now, there's a few things that I'm taking issue with. The first one is calling somebody a cancer survivor who never had cancer. I've known people that have cancer. There are chemo treatments. There are radiation treatments. It drains the freaking life out of you. It's the hardest thing I could see people going through. And to sit there and because she got a preemptive surgery does not make her a cancer survivor. She found a way around it. That does not make her a survivor. A survivor is somebody who fought tooth and nail against it. So that pisses me right the F off. And then the other point is these people who, since 2010, used to work together underneath the whole Tea Party conservative movement thing, who in the last few months have completely alienated themselves. I've seen people who have so far drunk the Trump Kool-Aid that they are like viciously attacking people that they've worked side by side with for 5 years or more because of a freaking con artist. Blows my mind.
I know who you're talking about. Both my husband and I used to use him as a very good resource to point people to very interesting stories.
Yeah.
We now use him as a laughingstock because he is manufacturing stuff such as this story. Now, Dana did use the term flat-chested. Now, I have a question. Why is it okay for Donald Trump to call women flat-chested, i.e. Heidi Klum, and say, she's flat-chested, so she's not so much a 10 anymore? But it's not okay for Dana Loesch, who, by making a point about what Donald Trump says, uses the same term about somebody. How do we equate the two? How do we make them the same? I don't understand. They're completely different situations, completely different people. This woman, you're right. She's not a cancer survivor. So Angelina Jolie did the same thing. She had been tested. She had the markers she had all the markers for getting breast cancer, like all of them, like red flag here, there, and everywhere. And she was like, oh, no, we're bypassing all of that. She went ahead and she, and that's pretty brave for Angelina Jolie to do when her career revolves around how her body looks and how her face looks and all of that. So she went ahead and had her boobs removed too. She had a double mastectomy. And had them reconstructed and rebuilt. I do not call her a cancer survivor. I do call her very brave because that could have cost her millions of dollars. Literally. This Kaylee chick, I applaud her for taking the steps necessary to make sure that she does not get breast cancer, because breast cancer is awful. But she's not a cancer survivor. What Dana said was you gotta take it in context. Because context is everything.
Right.
And no one is, especially Gateway Pundit, who I'm going to name by name, Jim Hoft, who is an asshole and should die by fire. We have 5 minutes.
Okay. I just want to bring up real quick. The only reason I know who Kaylee is I used to watch Red Eye when I worked second shift.
Yes, she was on there a couple of times, huh? Yeah.
And at the time, Greg Gutfeld was still hosting it. If you ever watched Red Eye, there's a thread on Twitter, hashtag Red Eye, and you can follow what everybody else who's viewing and using that hashtag says, and you can, have talks and stuff. Well, when Kaylee first came on, a lot of people, oh, she's cute, she's, but what happened is that she became more and more irritating, and we talked about it in the thread. We didn't like her. We thought she was stupid, and da-da-da-da-da-da. Well, one day, after like a really bad appearance, both Greg and Andy had like a conversation with the people on the thread through the TV camera and basically told us to be nice because we made her cry. Here's my thing. If you're going to go on a cable network news station, especially when it's a very high-rated show, which Red Eye was. I don't know how it is now. And you're going to say statements, you better be able to back them up, Buttercup. We, on the thread, we went after we went after Imogene Lloyd Webber. We went after Brooke Goldstein. We've gone after a lot of the guys. I mean, like literally, there were days that we were literally vicious because of some of the views that some of these people had. Yeah. But it was only Kaylee that we were told we had to be nice because we made her cry.
No. Gotta be more thick-skinned. Sorry. Actually, no, I'm not sorry. You know what? Viewing audience, anytime I say sorry, just feel free to slap me. Like, if you see me, just be like, no, stop saying that you're sorry. I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry for the views that I hold. I never will be. This woman is thin-skinned and should be not on television. Like, go away. Go to a corner where you're not put in the limelight.
Right.
But anyway, we have like 2 minutes.
2?
Roughly.
2?
Yeah, like 2. I'm watching you.
It's right in my head. Okay. There's a British show that used to air like the late 70s, early 80s, and I only watched it on PBS. It's called Are You Being Served? And they apparently in Britain it means something. And so they had this like counter advertisement type of gizmo to, get people to buy gloves. And the hands moved like this. Well, they came in one day and somebody had fun with it, and so it was going like this. And they made a raspberry sound as they were doing it.
Ooh, they nasty. Ooh. Anywho. All right. So I'm gonna do my one last thing. I thought about talking about Civil War, but then I realized that some of you probably haven't seen it yet. So I'm just going to say this. Team Cap is the way to go, and if you're not on Team Cap, you should be shot. If you disagree with me, please let me know at In-Depth Girlism. But go see the movie first, because I will excoriate you if you try to come at me without having seen the movie first. And stay till the bitter end, because there's actually 2 end credit scenes.
Yeah, and when she means bitter end, she's right, because I swear the credits are like 15 minutes long.
Oh my God, they're both forever.
And I too agree. Go see Civil War. My spoiler, I fell more in love with Chris Evans in this movie. That's all I got to say.
And that's hard to do because it's Chris Evans.
Right, but I did. my heart grew and everything for him. Oops, sparkles. Yeah, that's all I got because it's Friday the 13th when we're recording this. So the fact that we made it through is amazeballs.
My Friday the 13th has been amazing. I just have to say, my Friday the 13th is totally opposite of what people think it should be. So I'm waiting for the other shoe to fall at this point, but whatever. Anyway, we made it through this. So, woo!
Bye.